Thank you guys for being here. We are still experiencing some camera issues here. StreamYard, I guess, is still working on it because they've not fixed it as of this morning. So we're going to go ahead and get into our show. My apologies again for our camera not working. I'm not sure what is going on. Thank y'all for being here. I had to push my show slightly back just a little bit because this morning has been very, very busy. You guys know I be trying to work and get videos out at the same time. So let's get into it because I have a 9 o'clock meeting that I have to attend as well. All right. But I'm going to always make time for my Karmelians. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, mods. Let's go ahead and jump on into the show. Of course, everything is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right. Let's go ahead and share and get it going. I could have went live on the other app, the YouTube app, but I don't like that app because then I can't play my music. I like to play my music, my outro music, intro music, all my damn music. So I can't do it over there. So I just chose to come over here. So y'all pardon me. All right, let's go ahead and get into this first topic. It's weird that Stephen A. Smith, who is a huge Trump supporter, is now speaking against Trump and saying, how dare he attend the Knicks game? Trump attended the Knicks game and they booed the hell out of him, you guys. They booed him. They didn't want him there when the national anthem was sang. He got a lot of negative feedback from that. People did not want his ass to be there. Let's get into Stephen A. Smith.
Strictly a basketball segment. This president has no business showing up in New York City. I am dead serious. It is selfish. It is narcissistic. It is ridiculous that he is coming to this game. I would say the same thing if it were Obama, George W., Clinton. I don't give a damn. We went back to Reagan. This is not a football stadium in some space in Texas where you got a whole bunch of outlays and all of this. This is the Garden. This is Midtown Manhattan. You have any idea what the congestion is going to be like in New York City here? If it causes the New York Knicks to lose tonight, I'm blaming him. I'm blaming the president of the United States. I'm going to stay on that. And damn it, I hope the GOP lose votes because of it if we lose tonight. It's strictly a basketball segment. This president has no business showing up in New York City. I am dead serious.
This is the same person who was riding heavy for Trump, was speaking highly of Trump. People was calling Stephen A. Smith a coon-ass ninja. And now he is so upset and bothered by Trump attending the New York Knicks game. Yeah, he did get booed. They didn't want his ass there at all. But I would have thought that Stephen A. Smith would have been riding heavy for him. But y'all, he's speaking against it, saying he's blaming Trump if they lose.
It is selfish. It is narcissistic. It is ridiculous that he is coming to this game. I would say the same thing if it were Obama, George W., Clinton. I don't give a damn. We went back to Reagan. This is not a football stadium in some space in Texas where you got a whole bunch of outlays and all of this. This is the Garden. This is Midtown Manhattan. You have any idea what the congestion is going to be like in New York City here? If it causes the New York Knicks to lose tonight, I'm blaming him. I'm blaming the president of the United States. I'm going to stay on that. And damn it, I hope the GOP lose votes because of it if we lose tonight. It's strictly a
Well, there you go. Child, now I did see that there was this huge fight going. I think the Knicks might have lost because there was a huge fight going on after the game. I saw in Madison Square Garden, people were throwing stuff and it was a mess. Child, I said, hot damn. These folks be serious about these damn games. All right, let's forge on ahead into this Karmelo Anthony news that I found. Before we get into that, I gotta show y'all this picture. And if you guys follow me on my Karmelo Show page, you guys may have seen it. Check this out. Now they're saying, how is it legal that Austin Metcalf, the guy who was stopped by Karmelo Anthony and unalive, Austin and Hunter Metcalf's parents, why are they hanging out at some type of house party with the judge and the damn DA in this case? If that is not some cross-contaminated bullshit, I don't know what it is. Now, that cannot be legal. That cannot be legal for them to be in this type of close proximity, hanging out at parties when this type of very public case, very viral case is going on. I think today is when they're going to decide if Karmelo is found guilty or not guilty. You guys know yesterday the defense did rest. Karmelo did not testify in this case. Several lies were told by the Metcalf brother, surviving brother, and other friends who were there during the time of the attack. But now the judge, they're saying, as you guys see here in this picture, this is how's it legal. Austin's dad is at a house party with the judge and the DA. So this picture was floating around. It was sent to me. I was like, oh my God, that cannot be legal. This could be grounds to throw this whole entire case out if the judge does not decide in the way that it should go, right? They could see this as, you know, not being ethical of the judge to be hearing this case and hanging out with people who are involved in this case in a very private setting or in a setting such as this. I don't see this being acceptable. What do you guys think about that? Say KKK kind of BS looks. So it looks very suspect. Yeah, the Knicks did lose. They were fighting and carrying on. Child, I saw the video. I said, oh my God, they were going wild. But what do y'all think about that? Austin and Hunter Metcalf's parents hanging out with the judge and the DA in this case. I don't think that that should have been, but it does give a little sus. All right, now let's go ahead and get into our hold on, into the next topic, because I wanted to go into, I told you guys I'm gonna keep y'all updated on everything surrounding this case with Karmelo. I'm really hoping that they don't find him guilty. I'm seeing a lot of things that sound very positive in this case in terms of the fact that he was allowed to have said knife, just not on school campus, but they're saying it wasn't illegal for him to have it. We found that out yesterday by a police officer who actually came to the scene when this incident occurred. Also, we found out that the majority of the ones involved in this case that were fighting Karmelo changed their stories after police reports were taken and found that their statements and their testimonies were not credible in this case as well. So that's a great thing that the jury can definitely look at when deciding if they're going to find Karmelo guilty or not guilty. Of course, if they find him guilty, hopefully it will be of a lesser plea than the first degree unaliving that they're trying to give him, for him to spend the rest of his life in prison, for him being attacked, for him being approached, for him being targeted. Okay, we told you guys yesterday some of the facts that we ran through, that Austin Metcalf had to run down several bleachers to face and get in the face of Karmelo Anthony and harass him and ask him repeatedly to move when he was invited to sit there. I know I've seen a lot of racist comments saying that if Karmelo is found not guilty, then of course, you know, the other side, they're going to be protesting that. They're saying if Karmelo is found guilty, they're saying that our people, meaning the Black people, are going to start rioting and tearing shit up. Well, you can't control that. That's just how some people feel. That a lot of people don't feel that Karmelo should be sitting in a jail cell for defending himself when several kids surrounded him and came and bothered him. Y'all approached him. Y'all initiated this shit. But let's go ahead and get into this update. It says the track meet stabbing trial and extended court recess proceeded rather. Shout out to Cassandra, said that for all of your hard work you and the mods have done. Hard work does pay off. Thank you always. Wonderful commentary. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let me go back and formally acknowledge you for this super sticker, because we do appreciate the support over here. Shout out to Cassandra for the $100 super sticker or super chat. Thank you so much. I always appreciate when you guys come over and support the platform. So thank you guys. Yeah, I do be working hard though. I thank y'all for acknowledging that. I be trying to get my work in and get you guys this content as well. So it's nothing. I appreciate it, and I always thank you guys for that. But let's continue. Thank you again, Cassandra. As it says here, track meet stabbing trial and extended court recess preceded the defense's decision to rest its case without calling Karmelo Anthony to testify. A legal expert explains who ultimately makes that decision. So let's go ahead and hear what they have to say.
We saw
to WFAA.
Both Karmelo Anthony's mom and dad coming into the courtroom while we were on a very unexpected extended lunch break. And I think that was another clue that we said, well, what's really going on? I mean, I think we ended up having a 2.5-hour lunch, which is extremely unusual, especially in a court,
in this courtroom,
where you have a judge that doesn't play around. So when we walked in, finally, after I think 2.5 hours, very unclear about what was getting ready to happen, I walked in personally. I certainly saw Karmelo Anthony's parents looking, sort of very serious, very somber. And I also walked in and I saw Karmelo Anthony look, sort of sitting straight ahead, very serious, very somber. And I saw Mike Howard put his arm around Karmelo Anthony before things got started. It looked like he said something to him. I don't know what he said.
So does that tell you this decision happened probably during that break? And let's clear the air here. This decision is not Mike Howard's decision or Toby Shook's decision. Whose decision is it to testify?
I'm so glad that you asked that question. 100% the decision of Karmelo Anthony, not his parents, not his attorneys. It is only him that can decide whether or not he wants to get on that stand and testify in his own defense. And so, I mean, I do think always in any defense case, whether or not your client testifies is a game time decision. You cannot you can have an idea, but you cannot make that decision beforehand because you don't know how the trial is going to go. You don't know what witnesses are actually going to come in, what evidence is actually going to be admitted, what you actually are going to have to challenge inside of your defense case. And so you cannot say, okay, for sure, 100%, my client is going to testify. You can't make that decision ahead of time. So I agree with you, Jobin, that the decision on whether or not Karmelo Anthony was going to testify, him making that decision alone literally took place in those 2.5 hours. We saw.
So did y'all hear that? His attorney, Karmelo Anthony's attorney, sat beside him. He kind of saw the look on Karmelo's face. I think he's getting more and more nervous as it gets closer to them making a decision on him being found guilty or not guilty. His attorney put his arm around him, kind of to, console him, let him know it's going to be okay. Whatever the case may be, like, I'm still fighting for you. It's not over yet. It's not over until it's over. There's a lot of people still praying for this young man, me included, like every day and night. I don't know why this case has become so passionate to me, but I have really been trying to seek out every single solitary detail with this case. I want to see him be found not guilty because after looking at the majority of the evidence that's been put out there, this young man was just minding his business and he was approached by some bullies. And now the narrative that's trying to be pushed is that he's just crazy unaliver and it needs to be, sitting in prison for the rest of his life for someone trying to harm him. He was beat up as well. I'm not understanding why we're not hearing more of that. But we're so focused on the fact that Austin Metcalf is no longer here. Yes, that was, it was extreme for him to be stopped. But again, you cannot predict what a person will do when you assault them. You can't. In a fight, that was a fight. You put your hands on him first. He told you don't touch me, and you did it to see what the reaction was going to be, and you didn't expect that reaction. You said, hey, I don't think you got nothing in that bag, not knowing that he was really carrying something. You cannot predict that. I hear that Texas is a stand your ground state, so that alone is another reason as to why I feel that Karmelo should be, found not guilty, because he was definitely standing his ground where his peers decided to surround him and start to assault him because they didn't like where he was sitting, and because he didn't take orders from them when they asked him to move from a place that he was told by an adult, a coach, to sit. So it was raining that day. So why would he go and stand in the rain and you guys sit under a tent? Like, come on now. We got to be fair here. We got to be fair. And a lot of people say, well, why would he be carrying around a knife? Like, why would he? Well, it's not against the law. We talked about that yesterday. It's not against the law to carry a knife. Shit, I carried one as a kid. And it's just what kids do. Teens, they carry them. That's just what they do. A lot of people carry them for protection. A lot of people carry them just because it make them feel more manly, or boys carry them. That's just what they do to go hunting. It just doesn't matter. At the end of the day, when you put your hands on a person, it's then called assault. That person does have a right to protect themselves in whatever capacity they feel. And if it turns into something that's where someone, a fatal incident, then, they're fighting for their life. And I feel like Karmelo was fighting for his life when he was outnumbered by several people who decided to attack him on that day. So I hope that the jury see that. And I hope that he's able to get a fair justice in this, or get fair justice. All right, I have one more video that I wanted to play. The Collin County Court addresses concerns about social media, online misinformation, and outside influence as the jury prepares to deliberate. I feel that with this picture floating around, I really hope that Karmelo's attorneys step up and try to maybe have the judge maybe taken off this case before a decision is rendered, because I don't feel, again, that it's fair that this person is allowed to hang out with the Metcalf family, knowing that decisions could be swayed, by, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. If I was the attorneys, I would definitely file a motion to have this judge taken off the bench in this case and have someone else reassigned. I'm just saying, we want it to be fair across the board. You can't tell me you want to give this guy a not guilty plea and you hanging out with his mom and daddy, knowing how that would make them feel, because you guys have a personal relationship. And it's no different when you're choosing a jury and you're asking them, do they know this person that's on trial? Do you have a personal relationship with them? If they can't have a personal relationship with certain people involved in this case, neither can the fucking judge. Let's just be, right? He should be removed. He should be removed. If you went through 500 jury, you screened 500 jury, and you couldn't find not one black person, I still find that to be very suspect as well. And then looking forward, if one of the qualifications is that they can't have a personal relationship with said person on this trial or that's being tried, the same goes for the judge. You can't go out and have drinks with the mother and father of the child who was unalived and in this case. You can't be at a house party laughing it up and having personal conversations with the family of the person who is literally on trial. This shit just doesn't hit right. I'm sorry. I want his attorney, Karmelo Anthony's attorney, to step up on that. Now they talking about, deciding today, they need to push that shit back. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hurry is. But when I see stuff like that, no, I don't think that that's right. Let's go ahead and get into this next piece right here.
I think in this particular case, the media frenzy that's surrounding these allegations, the two young boys, sort of the track meet, the community that we're in, all of that, I think, has hit the internet in a way that is really challenging. I think that the trial not being televised or live streamed has created this space for anyone and everyone to make up whatever's going on.
My question, why would this trial not be televised when O.J. Simpson, I'm going to say it again, O.J. Simpson's trial, which was way bigger than this trial, right? O.J. Simpson, everyone knew O.J. Simpson. This is a case here that just became very viral because of the situation, because of this racist town that it was in, because of all the things that's connected. But O.J. Simpson, hello, when he was alleged to have unalived Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, like shit, that was on court TV. Like, I think all black people, everybody watched this case to see the direction it was going. And a lot of white people were upset when they said not guilty for O.J. Simpson. So this was televised. His case was televised. So why would they not have cameras in the courtroom? Why is this case so private? It really makes me wonder. What are we hiding? Why are we not making this case public? I feel like the public has definitely been involved with this situation from beginning to now end. I think that they deserve to know what's going on in this case. And I just think they should know. I want to see what's going on inside of the courtroom. I want to see, just like we did with O.J. Simpson, I want to see reactions. I want to see Karmelo. I want to see the judge. I want to see the jury and their reactions when testimonies are being given. Like, we deserve to know all of that. We're taxpayers. Shit. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
I think, Jobin, you and I talked about the fact that we've seen AI images of what the courtroom looks like.
Would look like, yeah.
Or what the people in the courtroom look like. And so, and that's completely made up. And so everybody's opinions are completely made up. And I think that what the judge said, and I think you heard this too, Jobin, is that he said, for the love of God, don't look at social media. And I think the point of that was, don't get caught in that rabbit hole of misinformation.
If we didn't look at social media, we wouldn't have seen the picture of Austin Metcalf's family hanging out with the judge and the DA. Is that why you don't want us to look at social media
and allow it to influence your decision? This is a huge decision that this jury has to make. there are such significant consequences on both sides, whatever it is that they decide, that this should be a time where the jury can be completely focused without the interference of social media or friends or family, or this is my opinion, or this is what I think. And I think that the judge's call about potential sequestration is exactly right as it relates to deliberation. I think in this
the good thing about it is if he's found guilty, his attorneys, they do have a chance to appeal. And while they're going through this appeal, they can definitely have this judge removed and have someone else assigned to the case if they have to have another case. Okay, that's the good thing. It doesn't mean that that's the end of his fate if he's found guilty. We're just going to keep our head to the plow, and we're going to continue to follow this case. That's what we're going to do. Let's keep going. All right. We know Real Housewives of Atlanta's reunion is coming up. I did see Andy Cohen saying, hey, you guys go ahead and submit your questions for the upcoming reunion. Y'all know that Andy does allow fans to send in questions, and he does read those questions at the reunion for people to or for the cast to respond to. I keep saying Carlos needs to do that so that you can see what your fan base thinks about your cast and the direction of the show and how it's going and how they like it and things that can maybe be changed. But when you have a person who's a fucking narc who don't feel like they have to take orders from nobody else, not so much as orders, but have to hear anything that anybody else has to say, or don't want to hear negative feedback in ways that he can improve the show, I think that's what it is. I mean, and not to say that he has to do what Andy is doing, but it would be great to hear what the people who have supported this show since season 1, you guys are in season 8 or 9 now. Faithful, if it wasn't for people watching the show, it wouldn't be on the air. So the least you can do is take questions from fans who have supported this show thus far and allow them to give their vocal opinion of what they think and ask real questions from or to the cast. Ask real questions to the cast, because Carlos, we know you're not. All right, Kelly Farrell says it's up and stuck, honey. She got it. Anybody can get it for the reunion coming up. All right, so the anticipation for this season's Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion is high. Leah of Leah's Lemonade caught up with Kelly Potter at the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, where they talked not only reunion, but the plot with K. Michelle and Kelly's issues with Portia. Kelly can't do an interview without talking about Portia. At this point, it's obsession, right? It's obsession, girl. You live, breathe, eat Portia. Like, maybe I shouldn't say ate Portia, but yeah, girl, everything, your life is surrounded by Portia. You cannot do anything without talking about Portia. My God.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Who you got the most smoke for? Is it Miss Williams?
Everybody can get it. Ain't nobody off limits.
Okay. Is the scheme set up by Todd really real on this season? Because this.
I mean, just think about it. If you set up a scheme, are you going to say you set up a scheme?
So y'all doubling down on the scheme.
I know what I heard.
Really? Yeah. And then also,
my fight. Let me stay out of other people's battles.
Okay. Well, one battle this season.
Strong Pisces over there who can handle her own battles, baby.
We're gonna fight it out.
She gonna do her own battles.
Well, and then I saw on a recent podcast you sat down and you talked about the damages of Portia's claims about you earlier this year. I mean, in all seriousness, how did you feel being confronted about that on camera? Was it like a shock? Were you like, this is a part of the game? Or do you feel like it was below the belt?
I think it was all of the above. I think it was a little bit of everything. Everybody was like, oh, but she looks so guilty. I mean, what would you look like if somebody accused you?
My thing, Kelly, if all of this damage you say that you received towards your career, like the only thing we know that you do now, you have that one little restaurant that's hanging on by a thin thread. And then the fact that you're on this show and you're giving nothing. Bottom line is, Kelly, you full of shit, because why didn't you file a defamation lawsuit or something against Portia? I think you didn't do that because you didn't want Portia to pull out whatever receipts that she has, because not to say that Portia don't lie sometimes, because we caught her in several lies. And we talked about that the other day. And also Phaedra, she's come forward to say, yeah, I actually know the person that you're talking about. So at the end of the day, are you not proceeding with doing that after you're saying all of this damage was done to you and your image and all of that, whatever image that is? Why didn't you file something against Portia to, one, shut her up, maybe a cease and desist, or maybe a defamation case, something, if you felt that you were just so wrongfully done in this situation with this married pastor situation, where they say that you slept with his married pastor. You've denied it, but you didn't take any other steps beyond that, but trying to fight Portia. I don't understand. If you're this public person and you're saying your image was tainted by this alleged lie that you said that Portia put out there. Again, Portia has been calling some lies. We know she was engulfed in the same bullshit that was going on with Candy that ultimately wound up getting Phaedra fired from the show for being behind said lie. And Portia, you were kind of directly connected to it as well. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up at the reunion. Kelly, go ahead and get your lies together. Do I feel like Kelly did it? Kelly, you do kind of bounce around a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, you were messing with Shaq for a little bit, and now you're dating this other guy that's done went out here and paid $73,000 for you to get your teeth done, and you can't even keep your restaurant open. And your kids over there struggling, like you said, you ain't had no child support and you can't make your bills and shit meet, but you worry about your damn teeth is being done. At the end of the day, Kelly, get your shit together. Let's continue.
Some crazy ass shit like that. Like, what you just? I had to sit there. I was like, I know this bitch ain't trying me like this. I know she ain't trying me, right? Because I came in with good grace and good insight of trying to, just kind of reconcile with her. So it just it definitely threw me for a loop.
I think Kelly wants to be friends with, because I saw a scene from this past episode where Kelly went and sat down by Portia. Hi, Portia. I think she wants to be friends with Portia, but Portia ain't really checking for her like that, right? What better way to make yourself relevant on the show than to be friends with and be cool with the star of the show? Portia is alleged to be the star. She is the highest paid housewife this season. And I think Kelly came in the gate trying to be more than what she thought she was. And she tried to be friends with and rub elbows with Portia. But that shit wasn't going to work. And so she decided to go and be friends with Shamia so she can get all Portia's tea. Do I feel like the two of them pillow talk and talk about Portia and spill different things so that Kelly would have something on Portia? I do, because Kelly, you don't really know Portia like that. But Shamia does. The two of them been friends for over 20 some odd years. And I feel like you directly connected yourself with Shamia for that reason. But I cannot wait to see the reunion because I know it's going to be hella messy. K. Michelle, she's going to be definitely doing the most, probably crying too, because she does that. She will be rah-rah 1 minute and crying the next. Portia, I think, is going to turn up. I told you guys that Portia and Shamia are going to have a scene where the two of them are going to be going back and forth. I'm pretty sure that Shamia and Angela Oakley will be going back and forth as well because they fought a lot this season. Phaedra will not be held accountable. She's going to sit there and be looking back and forth like she's done this entire season because she's given nothing but showing faces and showing up in places. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Shamil, you didn't really give shit either, but walking away from scenes and stirring up bullshit and ran around trolling and talking shit about Angela having big ass feet. Okay, at least you keep them done. All right, moving right along. We will see what happens at the reunion. Andy Cohen is getting his stuff together, so I know it's going to be good. Let's get into some Love and Marriage Huntsville because I did pull some stuff. It's always good sometimes to go back and pull old clips because it kind of rings true to what's going on right now. I think some of the cast be forgetting that we as bloggers and content creators can go back and pull old clips and connect them to newer clips that are out. And voila, we start to see some lies being told, right? Kimmy is a protector of ain't shit men. I'm going to say it again. Kimmy Scott. If you're watching my channel, love, you and your sister-in-law, Letitia Scott, okay? Letitia Thick Tongue Scott. You women are protectors. You are male-driven. You are mostly focused on the fact that you are married versus the sanctity of being married. You are protectors of abusive men. And when I say abusive, I'm not saying physically because I haven't seen nobody come on the show with black eyes, but emotional abuse, psychological abuse can all be defined as abuse, all right? When you sit up on a stage and you know that there are rumors out there, you know that there are situations that you've had to protect, one of which would be the DUI situation, Kimmy, where you lied and said that you went everywhere. You even checked at the hospitals. Hell, you work at the hospital because you're a fucking nurse. And your husband can sit on a show and say that he was in the hospital and you don't correct that. And you sit there and allow him to lie so that you don't have to jump in and look stupid right along with him. It gives pick me vibes. I'm sorry. As if we, as the content creators and viewers of this fucking show, can go back and say, hold up, this is what you said right here. And leave it to my messy ass to go back and pull the clip because we about to look at it. So let's get into it. Maurice says that he is invested deeper into his marriage than wife Kimmy after she calls cheating an unforgivable deal breaker. Y'all know how I do with these receipts over there, right? I ain't gonna never let you lie. We don't let you lie over here. All right, but let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to No Chaser.
During the cast trip, there was a conversation that was brought up, the topic of deal breakers.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have said in the past was that cheating was a deal breaker for you and your marriage to Maurice.
Y'all see Tisha, how she looking at her? Tisha's looking like, okay, how you coming, Kimmy? How you gonna answer this? Because Tisha's going through the very same thing. Marceau puts his head down when this question is asked. Anytime cheating or anything is brought up with his brother, he knows that it's going to directly be connected to him. Notice they put the camera on Martell because Martell knows what? There are secrets. Tisha gave a very long stare at Kimmy because she does not know what Kimmy's going to say, because depending on how Kimmy answers, she's going to blow up Tisha's spot as well. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. Is cheating still a deal breaker when it comes to you and Maurice?
For me, yes.
Would you forgive him?
Maurice, you are using manipulation as an attorney by the way you are staring at Kimmy. Like, bitch, you better answer this question correctly, because when we get home, I'm going to manipulate the shit out of you. I'm going to argue you down for embarrassing me at this fucking reunion.
If he cheated on you?
Everybody on that stage already know what the answer to that is.
Would you forgive him if he cheated on you?
As us.
Oh, I hear some stuttering there. Usually when I hear a little stuttering, it sounds like you're cranking up a car, girl. You sound like Sheree sitting. I had to look again. I said, when Sheree get on Love and Marriage Huntsville? And I know you made a little appearance when you were fake dating Martell. But girl, I thought this was Sheree for a minute, because y'all know when Sheree get the line, honey, she don't she? Kimmy, what you stuttering for, girl? That should just flow out if you are not dealing with that situation, my girl.
Being married, I would like to say no. I mean, that's a toughie for me. I wouldn't be able to trust you. Like, I don't know how I could trust again after that. I just don't.
Here comes the manipulation.
We're going to be bringing this up in therapy.
Bringing what up?
That last statement. This is new to me.
So let me get this straight. You're in therapy because you tell your wife to roll over and take it, and because she doesn't want to have sex with you multiple times, so you're going to flip it and reverse it like in Uno when you get back in this alleged therapy that you're probably not even in, to tell the person, your therapist, okay, whoever they are, that your wife said at a reunion that if I got caught cheating, she would not be willing to stay and work it out. That's her choice. She doesn't have to stay anywhere and put up with nothing, right? Oh, I'm shocked by that answer. No more than you would stay somewhere if it was found out that Kimmy stepped out on you and gave that old ass mothball walk up to somebody else, right? Right? I'm just saying, Kimmy. I'm just saying Kimmy has a right to walk away, but Kimmy will never walk away because she's like Tisha. She's about image. She's going to stay with Maurice because the thought of somebody else having him after she fought to have him when he was with somebody else is going to kill her. Oh my God. These male identified bitches on my screen, and I got to say that this morning because it's sad. It's so sad. You look so sad, Kimmy. People who are happy in their marriage don't look like this. Kimmy, you look like a trafficking victim sitting beside Maurice. You look like a trafficking victim. You look like Cassie used to look beside Diddy when they went out to public events. You got to smile when you're in public and get home and your head get flued across the living room because you didn't look right in public. Let's continue.
This is breaking news.
What's news to you?
What's new?
What you just said.
What?
That you would.
Pay attention to Martell. Martell gonna always tell without saying shit, right? Martell's facial expressions are gonna always tell. There's grin that Martell always give whenever Maurice or Marceau, when they're speaking, when the conversation of infidelity is brought up, Martell is gonna always tell everything without saying shit.
At least try. I'm not worth a try. Like, if we got something.
Like if we had something. So he's saying hypothetically, if I step out and fuck other bitches, because I already did. We already played the video of Shan saying you was behind her while Marceau was in front of her, and the other thick ass brother with the hips and the titties and the big ass stomach like he 12 months pregnant. Okay, like a big ass moose. He don't wobble his ass in there to get a piece of the action. Okay. It's just weird to me how Kimmy sits there. You're supposed to be this educated, outspoken person. Now you can fly off on Nell and talk about you gonna dump her in the pool. Kimmy and Tisha give the same vibes. When it comes to y'all husband, y'all sit there on mute and allow them to disrespect the shit out of y'all. But when it comes to you speaking up to the very person who you should be giving that heat and that action to, when they publicly disrespect you and put you in situations where you cannot be yourself, where you cannot be the strong woman that you have tried to make people think that you are since season 1. I mean, shit, you fussed Melody out when she was on the show. Last reunion, you flew off on Melody and gave her that rah, rah, rah. You did it to Nell this season. Like, hello, why aren't you popping off on Maurice for playing in your face and on your top, making it seem like you got to stay in a situation that's fucking toxic? That's keep going with y'all.
For real?
Maurice, we've had issues you just looking at somebody wrong.
Okay, so if you had issues with Maurice looking at somebody wrong, okay, you don't think he touched him? If Maurice has a problem staring at other women in your presence, now, I'm not saying that when you get married, you become blind. I see fine men every day. But ultimately, I'm not going to act on that, okay? You have eyes for a reason. And then there's a certain rule of how long you should look at said person, okay? All right? There is a what they call a 5 to 8 second rule. Anything above that is lustful of the eyes. It's lust of the eyes, okay? If you still looking and you are commenting like, God dang her ass. Because y'all know how men can be, all right? Y'all know how men can be. First of all, he shouldn't be disrespecting you in that way. It's look and then look away. If he's still looking after 10 seconds, he ain't even thinking about you. He's visualizing what he wants to do with said person that's walking by in the tight ass pencil skirt and the big ass booty. Okay, Kimmy. So you married a young man. You got to understand that. Marriage don't mean you become blind. I think people think that as soon as you say I do, that you come turn into Stevie Wonder. Yeah, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Right? But it's called respect. When you marry someone who respects you, then you don't got to be sitting here and telling him what he needs to do and what's inappropriate in terms of him looking at someone in a way that you felt was disrespectful to you as the wife. Let's keep going.
So don't do that.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Maurice is by far the best man I ever met.
That's where the manipulation came in. Kimmy is upset. So Kimmy knows, and she just thought about this, that if she doesn't switch the narrative of this conversation and praise Maurice, that when she gets home, she's not going to have no peace. We've seen how Maurice goes on and on and on. When Kimmy has a problem with Maurice and she brings it to his attention, Maurice is an attorney. Maurice knows how to manipulate a conversation to where it works in his favor and make Kimmy think, even though he's wrong, that she is wrong. And he's going to say it so many different ways to where Kimmy, he breaks her down to where she just don't have any more fight in her. We've seen it. So Kimmy just changed the narrative of this conversation to fit what Maurice wants because she don't want to fight with him later. Tisha does the same thing with Marcel. And this is how these men have trained these women to be with them.
He is. Does he have flaws? Yes. Absolutely. Do I? Yes. I do.
Pay attention to these two right here. Look at Marcel. Look at Tisha looking straight ahead. Like, bitch, I'm not chiming in because I'm going through what you're going through, Kimmy. I can't help you because I'm dealing with worse. That's that look Tisha is giving. Tisha won't even look at Kimmy while she's talking. Marceau is looking at Maurice because he knows the two of them are going through the same shit.
But I'll never be in a situation where I'm mistreated. And where there's not the
Why you gotta think about it? You know what you put up with and what you don't. Why you got to sit up here and look up in the sky and come up with an answer to give the audience when we already know what's going on, Kimmy?
desire to want to do better.
This one here knows she full of shit because he interviewed you on Messy Monday when you said that you don't stay up no more when Maurice go out and stay out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You just go to bed, and when he comes home, then he just come home. So hello.
I love you, and I want my heart to think that there are a lot of people that make it
I was
through
the best man that
infidelity.
you've ever met.
Hence the reason I would be broken.
Kimmy's making it about her versus holding Maurice accountable.
Wow.
Okay, so it bothers you that, God forbid, you cheated on Kimmy, right? And she finds out. okay? You feel some kind of way that she wouldn't try to make the marriage work despite your infidelity.
I'm deeper in this marriage than she is what it sounds like.
Manipulation. Kimmy is way deep in this marriage. Kimmy paid for you to go to be an attorney when we don't see you try no cases. Kimmy paid for all of your hotel stays because you couldn't study at home. You had to be in a hotel. It won't no kids in your house, not no small kids that were running around making all this racket to where you could not go home and study. You don't want to be around your wife because you wanted to be away to do what you wanted to do. It was alleged that there was a woman in the car during your DUI, allegedly. Kimmy, I think you know that because you said that you didn't speak to your husband until 12 noon. You guys left Black at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's a huge space, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning up until 12 noon. Where the fuck was your husband? He was not accounted for. There was lipstick on his collar and you're sitting on a stage and saying that you would not stay in a situation where you are disrespected. Where was your husband? Woo.
Like to me.
Oh. That's
once again, y'all see the looks? Because all these guys hang together. All these guys talk and they know Maurice is full of shit.
how you took
I don't think
it.
that's fair.
That's what it
That's
sounds
not
like.
fair.
Shut up, Tisha.
Doing the cast.
I play them all. All right, let's get into the receipts of them all. I got to get out of here, honey. I got a meeting coming up. So I want to play this. Do you think that Maurice is cheating on you? All right, Kimmy, let's get into this clip that I pulled. All right, because I really, really want to show you guys some things. I was trying to find the other clip when she was on Messy Monday, but I didn't have time. So I said, hey, I got to get on with this. So we'll probably revisit this for a pop in and go from there. All right. We already saw how Kimmy attacked Melody at last year's reunion whenever Melody was asking questions about the DUI. Kimmy and Maurice, I don't think, had fully had a conversation of the lies that they were ready to put out, and Melody was asking questions that they had not rehearsed the lie for. So Kimmy chose to attack Melody, chose to body bash her and talk about surgeries that she may have had, which that was totally inconsistent to the question that was being asked, which was about this DUI. Now, a whole year later, or a couple years later, now they're going to make that a part of their storyline for the reunion. Now, why are we talking about a DUI that happened 2 years ago by by Maurice, this reunion, when you would not address it at the time of? Carlos, why are you allowing that? Let's get into this. Let's make it bigger. Why are you allowing that, Carlos? This happened 2 years ago. Kimmy and Maurice don't have shit else going on instead of reaching back.
You were at home, and
It doesn't mean when I left Black, I went home.
okay. So when you left Black, where did you go?
Just not my line of questioning.
The looks on everyone's faces tell you where the fuck he was because they know.
So you taking on the sky in terms of being a gaslighter?
No, I think it's a bunch of bull. Like the whole line of questioning. Like it's obvious because we were all together and we were all in the same place.
Except his car.
Except his car.
Yeah.
When you said you all in the same place, y'all were up until the vehicle.
Right.
Until separate vehicles.
Right.
That's what
Until
he's
the
saying.
separate vehicles.
I don't understand. You guys stay in the same house. And I said this before when I originally covered this. You guys stay in the same house, Kim and Maurice. Why was it important for the two of you to drive separate vehicles versus driving together? Why was that necessary? When you're going to the same event, why did Maurice have to drive his own car? I think he had already planned prior to coming to said event at Black that he was going to go out and he had a bus down that he was going to meet up later on. And it was understood, Kimmy, you drive your car because that's your way home. I'm not going home after the party. I got an after party to attend. So again, Kimmy, you are protecting a known liar.
Correct. Agreed, 100%. But what I'm saying, nobody knows what I did when I left, and nobody knows what he did when he left. It's speculation.
But I'm asking.
So now, Kimmy, you are trying to take the heat off of Maurice by making it seem, or maybe make the viewers assume that you were also out cheating and doing some things that you shouldn't have been doing. Y'all see what's going on here?
You and you won't answer me.
No, I said I made a stop, and then I went home.
Carlos is picking up on the lies and manipulation and gaslighting. Kimmy is trying to overtalk the situation, and Maurice is allowing her to talk because it would make him look more guilty to speak at this time.
I did not go
What
straight
stop
home.
did you make? Was a gas station get a burrito or slushy at 7-Eleven?
I wish we had a 7-Eleven, and I probably would have stopped.
Okay.
I had to go by the office and get some stuff.
So she went to
You had to go by the office and get some stuff at 3 o'clock in the morning, Kimmy. You full of shit. What did you need to get from the office at 3 o'clock in the morning that you couldn't have got during the day? So you are out at 3 o'clock in the morning where you could have been robbed or anything, child. Trafficking is out at 3 o'clock in the morning. The trafficking van could have pulled up and pulled your old ass up in there, and girl, you didn't work to this day as a known trafficker at 3 o'clock in the motherfucking morning after coming from a party.
Credit one.
You went to Credit One.
It's no longer Credit One.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
Oh, you were at Credit One where everything goes down, where Shan says she was there with Marceau and other schlongs in her mouth on top of the corporate round table. Gotcha.
Because you didn't know that.
I do watch. So you went to work.
Oh, that part. Shade. It keeps getting dark over here.
So when you learned that Maurice was booked, what time was that?
It's about noon.
Know when a person's lied and when they've had a conversation prior to the reunion, you can tell. Kimmy, if you already know the answer to that, you don't have to look for confirmation from Maurice, all right? You should have just said 12 noon. You didn't have to look at him to confirm the lie, right? I think it's 12 noon, right? You already know what time. If you said that's what time you contacted him. So the two of them, you can tell, have had a conversation, and it's understood they're not going to say anything contrary to what they've already discussed.
It's noon.
About noon.
He called me.
So when you went to bed and there wasn't a hot body next to you, you weren't concerned? But no, real talk. Is it normal that Maurice doesn't come home until 9 or 10 in the morning?
Not at all.
But you said that on Messy Monday, that Kimmy, you said you just go home and go to bed, and because Maurice likes to hang out late, that he come in sometimes 5 and 6, sometimes 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you have to go to bed. You have to go to bed because you got to be to work the next day. You don't stay up and wait for him. So you just sat here and lied, and that's why Melody is chuckling and laughing, and that's why other cast members are looking away because they know you fucking lying.
It's not the first time it happened?
Not without
Chris.
me knowing what is going on or
There you stuttering again, Kimmy.
where he is.
Because the thing with you, Kimmy, you've always been heralded as the honest,
Correct.
Henrietta. So I want to make sure that, you are able to answer these questions that a lot of people want to know.
Answer every one you got.
Okay, perfect.
Give me some more. Ooh.
Do you think Maurice is cheating on you?
Them two over there gonna be quiet. Did y'all see Marceau's reaction when Kimmy said no?
However, listen to what I'm saying. I don't put it past people. So I'm not one to say, oh, it's never gonna happen in my life. It ain't. That's not me. I don't.
So that's a different answer than what you just gave at this most current reunion, Kimmy. Carlos just asked you, do you think that Maurice is cheating on you? Kimmy said, I don't put it past him. So that means you don't trust him. That means from what you just said in this clip, from the last reunion, when you fussed Melody out and attacked her for trying to hold you accountable to your lies, from what you just said in the most recent reunion, I don't think that he would cheat. I don't think that my husband is cheating. If he did, I would leave. That's a completely different answer, is it not?
Nobody. You could tell me tomorrow he cheated. I'd be like, that stuff doesn't surprise me. No.
It'd be surprising to me, but I don't put it past Kimmy either. Rushing to get home.
So Kimmy just said, I don't put it past Maurice to cheat on me, but you just said in the most recent reunion that, yeah, if that ever happened, I would be out of here. So she made it seem like there was no way possible that Maurice would ever step out and do that because he's this doting husband.
Making pit stops and stuff.
So Maurice, when you were traveling, she made a pit stop to get a Slurpee. Where did you go?
I was actually with her with the pit stop. Gotcha.
Okay. So when
Damn.
No, it's okay. So when she went home to sleep in your bed alone, where were you?
Traveling.
To?
Home. I said that earlier.
So it takes you 6-7 hours to drive from Black to your house. Huntsville is not that big, right? Huntsville is not that big. Kimmy said she didn't hear from you. You didn't call her until 12 noon. So why is it that she didn't hear from you till 3 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the morning until 12 noon? That's a large space of time.
So from 4 a.m. to noon, when she found out you were booked, where were you between those hours?
Notice all the men looking at the floor.
You know what? That's part of the story, bro. You'll get the rest of this next year, I'm sure.
That's 2025.
So yeah, this is why I say Carlos is not a good person to review the reunion because he does not hold them accountable. At the end of the day, Maurice, you owe it to the audience. This happened real time. You are a you are a part of the cast. If everyone else is required to tell their secrets and unfortunate things and have mug shots and all of that shit going around, you also have to speak on your shit too. You don't get, no exception to the rule because you're a fucking attorney. And Carlos, I blame you because you always protect the Scots, and the viewers are sick of that shit because it's like they get off on everything. Just like Tisha's been able to say since season 1, I don't have no infidelity in my marriage, and all of these other things are popping up. We just want transparency and accountability when it comes to the Scots, right? Kimmy and Maurice, y'all should be off the show anyway, since y'all don't want to share anything. It's called reality TV, right? Reality TV. And if you don't want to share your reality, get the fuck off the show. That is the end of my show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got to get ready for my meeting coming up. Love you guys down. Mods, thank you so much. Tiffany Thomas, Rose Armstead, and Truth TV Podcast. Thank you guys for modding. Thank you to all of my Karmelians in the chat as well as in the bushes. Thank you to all the content creators that joined us live as well. Let's get out of here. And I will see you guys for Midday Pop-In. Until the next one, you guys have a wonderful day. And we will see you guys later. Okay. Bye.
Losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid.